There's another nice example over here. If we have a look, let me try and do this whilst watching the monitor. Over here. And you can actually clearly see the claws because the sand is slightly thicker. You can actually clearly see the claws coming through. A really lovely example of a honey badger track. I don't know what this honey badger was doing, unless it was a little one with babies, because it seems to be crossing backwards and forwards. It is entirely possible. The females, and there is another track. One more. Just because they're such beautiful examples and the light is just right. Watch out, Chandra. I'm sorry, it'll be worth it, I promise. You happy? I'm stopping. Just one more example of the tracks in the sand over here. And you can actually see in this part, in this particular track, if you have a look, where's my hand? There's my hand. If you have a close look, you can actually see it's less clear in those tracks because the soil was slightly harder. But if we go back down, let's just go back to that back track there. There. These are the claw tracks here. They came through much more clearly. And there's the row of three toes that we were talking about. So a beautiful, beautiful example of a honey badger track. Really quite lovely. I wish we could have seen the actual animal, but this is almost as good. A honey badger, for our newer viewers, I think most of you will know exactly what a honey badger is. They have quite the reputation. They are a mustelid, so kind of like a badger, but they are one of the most, or have a reputation for being one of the most ferocious little animals out here. They're not ferocious, they're just very clever and very determined. Right, as we determinedly carry on our search of cheetah plains, let's go and see what Byron has found on foot.
So I haven't found anything just yet, but I've got to an area with some pushed over broken branches and trees. So I'm going to scrounge around here a little bit and see what we can find. But we are still hot on these tracks of these lions, and we've come into a block now. We're just trying to work out where the tracks have gone. So we're going to be listening out very carefully for these lions. Let's see if we can find anything around here. Perhaps a little scorpion or something if we're lucky. We're look through this leaflet, signs of termites and that around here. You can see where the soil and that is around some of the wood. I'm just listening very carefully because every now and then we're getting alarm calls, so we're trying to make sure we don't miss out where these lions are. We think they're possibly in this block somewhere. Let's see what's under here. This could be a good one. We haven't had too much luck with any scorpions during the day. It's interesting. And nothing in here, not even a little spider or anything. Looks like all the insects are still sleeping. I can hear. And it's just, usually, and especially with all the rain that we've had and the moisture, you should start getting a lot more scorpion activity, or these little arachnids moving around, spiders, scorpions. And often when you pick up all these logs and under rocks and that, you do find signs of scorpions. And the last few days I haven't, but we have seen scorpions. I mean, we've seen those tree creepers, or those Apistocanthus scorpions. We've seen a few of them around. So there's definitely scorpions around. We just need to find them.
Something making noise in the back there.
Hang on, let's see. It just jumped off. There was a little grasshopper making a noise on the backpack behind Wiem. A tiny little one like this, but it's just jumped away. Oh, I can hear it again, but further away now. It's on that tree. Let's have a look around this termite mound and just see if there's anything interesting around here. lots of little holes. Now this is an abandoned termite mound, everybody, and I say that because it's completely open. There are a lot of holes that have been made potentially by other little animals, maybe little mongoose, ants, but no sign of termites or it being very active. So you may also get some snakes and that in here. They like to move in when the termites have moved out and use this as a home. There's some interesting dung over here. Let's just have a look. Let's have a look at this. Okay. Oh. See this little bit of dung over here. Now this is quite old. It's very, very dry. What would this? Now, I must be honest. This looks like potentially a little mongoose, or maybe. Just trying to have a look. A lot of seeds and pieces of grass and that in here. So it could even be a small porcupine. Everyone, I say that because it looks like there is some grass roots and shoots in here, and that's what porcupines feed on. So potentially porcupine, but this is very, very dry at the moment. It's very brittle, but you can see some plant material in there. Maybe a small porcupine or possibly a little mongoose or something. Interesting. I don't see any bones. I doubt it would be from a cat or anything like that. But I think that is a little porcupine dropping, small porcupine. Just trying to see which way Herbert's gone now. And see where these lions have gone. They are in this area somewhere. I'm trying to look while we're walking too. I'm also just trying to see if there are any tracks around. And a question from Lady Lone Wolf. You'd like to know what is more dangerous on foot, lion or leopard? Now, both big cats, I wouldn't say that they are dangerous. They're potentially dangerous. It all depends if they feel threatened. So obviously by us walking around and trying to find them on foot, it's not that easy, because they do get quite skittish and they will generally decide to move away from us before they actually confront us. You know, to be honest, I've heard stories of leopards attacking people and injuring a whole group of people, not just one. Lions, I mean, they can also, I mean, they've killed many people in the past in different areas, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say, and it's funny. I think I would probably prefer to walk into lions than an angry leopard. I must be honest. I think that would be my choice, but it's hard to say which is more dangerous. All depends on the situation. They're both incredibly powerful and can do serious damage. I suppose you'd have perhaps more chance at trying to throw a leopard off of you as opposed to a lion, because the lion's just so much bigger. But leopards are incredibly fast, agile, and so powerful. So I would probably choose a lion over a leopard. All right, we're going to carry on looking and searching this area, listening out for lions. Let's head back to Brent, get an update from him. If we find anything, we'll let you know.
Now, Rexon's found Karula's tracks where they cross down south to go fetch the cubs, so there's a good chance she's going to be back there later. Now, most birds, if you walk towards them, fly away. And I can hear a bird. Can you hear it, Eggs? Now, we're going to see if we can con him into getting on camera. Let's see if it can see me. I'm over here. Oh, can you hear it getting more excited? Now you've got to come fetch me, honey guide. Here he comes. You see him? He's come to fetch me. Have you got him? Eggs?
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. Shame, I feel a bit bad. There's a greater honey guide. All I had to do was jump out, walk, and convince the honey guide that I might follow him. Do I need to move a little bit? How's the picture looking? Let's go forward slightly. There he is, a greater honey guide. Oh, he's off. He thinks I'm following him. Isn't that incredible? All I had to do was just walk a little bit from the vehicle. I could hear him calling just over there, and he immediately came back to fetch me. Here we go, another one for the bird list this morning, the greater honey guide. Now that is that attract attention call for human beings and honey badgers. But the more common call when calling for other honey guides. Oh, we've got another bird here on the left. Don't fly away. There he goes. Should land now. A beautiful bird, the white helmet shrikes. You got him, X?
No.
Zoom left. I mean right, other left. That was my fault. Up a bit. Oh, just come a bit wider. So I can just see where the camera is. Okay, right, quite a lot. Long way right. There we go. The rest of them are flying into that bush. Oh, quickly across to Byron.
Right down they get to us.
Okay, we found the lions, everybody. Look at that. That is incredible. Now we are in this block that we've been walking through, and you might be able to see that some of them moving from right to left. I think some of the youngsters were a bit startled. Let's walk this way. Just follow me. Let's see if we can get another view of them. I don't want to push them too much and cause them to run away. But just as I mentioned earlier, these lions prefer moving away from us. It's so exciting, isn't that fantastic? So we told you they were very, very close. We had their tracks coming into this area, and it did look like they were hunting buffalo, but I'm not sure if they were successful. The wind is swirling a little bit, but I think it's still in our favor. Just trying to get another glimpse of them. You can see that, they're moving through some thick trees and that. Now let's keep going and having a look. A very, very different experience being on foot and viewing animals, and you can see how they react differently to us. Alright, so Herbie and I think let's try aim for the termite mound up ahead. Just see if we can't get a glimpse of them. But again, I think what's happened is they definitely heard us or saw us, and they decided to move away from us, which is usually what lions do, everyone. They do, yeah, there they go. You can just get a glimpse of them every now and then moving through the bush. Just shows you how fortunate we are, and a lot of our viewers always ask, well, what happens, why are we able to get so close to these lions when we're on a vehicle? And it's purely because they've become habituated to the vehicles, and not tame at all, but they're used to the vehicles. They know there's no threat or danger. But on foot it's obviously completely different. There they go. Can just might get them moving through there. See if maybe we get a view up on this termite mound from here. Oh, there we go. There are some more coming, so we'll just stay focused on that spot. You can see them, but not interested in staying around close to us. So we're not going to push them anymore. We don't want to cause them to run away too far. So what we're going to do is just rather back off from here, and then we'll try radio Brent or Jamie. I'm not too sure where they are now, or somebody in the area. I'm sure someone will respond and come and view these lions, and then hopefully we'll get to show you some of them from the vehicle later. I know Brent is on his way. But wonderful, that's so exciting. I'm so glad. But it's amazing how they can disappear. They've just all disappeared behind us. There's another lioness walking through there. It's very difficult. You just get these tawny shapes moving through the trees and away from us. But like I said, I don't want to push them too much, cause them to run away too far. Isn't that amazing? Well done Herbie on his tracking and that. There you can just see they're still moving away from us. So typical lion behaviors, they choose, especially with young cubs, probably choose to get up and move away rather. Only if you really surprise them will they probably react to you, start growling, and most likely act aggressively. But if they see you coming and hear us, which they most likely did, then they've decided to just move off, which is very, very interesting. Alright, let's head to Brent. I think he's coming into this area. Let's get an update from him, see how far he is, and hopefully we'll get to show you those lions from the vehicle.
Well done, Byron. Awesome stuff. Now, with Karula all the way down south, fetching the cubs, I'm going to make my way towards the lions. Herbie's just calling me now to let me know exactly where they are. Standing by. I'll make my way towards you. Confirm, what's your position? FM. Copy, thanks service, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Okay, exciting stuff, and we're going to head towards, I'm presuming, the Nkuhumas, but you never know. Standing by. The walk's just located, I'm assuming, the Nkuhumas, so I'm just heading there. Now, I couldn't hear what Rexon said was trying to steal Karula's kill, so I bumped into Rexon. I had a chat with him, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very jealous. So Karula has left that kill there, and she's gone off to fetch the cubs. Now that could take quite a while, because I know they are quite far south. So when Rexon first got there, when he called me to tell me he had found Karula, and I learned a new Shangaan word today because of this. And he's like, I've got to come, so I'm on my way. He goes, oh no, sorry, but it was a Mkloti that was stealing from her. And I was like, Mkloti? Did he mean Makoti, which is vultures, or did he? And I was sitting there going, I don't know what this is. I really don't. And I normally, when it comes to animal names in most languages, I'm pretty good. And so hang on 1 second, Herbie sounds like he needs me. Standing by. Okay, copy, thanks very much, Herb. I'm coming onto quarantine now. Okay, sorry, back to the story. Okay, now, Mkloti, and I'm sitting there going, I do not have a clue what Rexon is talking about. And then when I saw him, he told me what it is. A serval was scavenging off Karula's kill. How incredible is that? Now, we're pretty sure Karula killed it. Rexon found the drag marks from where she had caught it and dragged it there, and tracks from there heading to the south to go fetch the cubs. But incredible that serval took... Oh yes, here it is! Eggsy, are you ready? Are you ready, Eggsy? Now, Where did it go? Don't fly again. Okay, you see the bird on the far left-hand side of the lower branch. Quickly zoom in. Left a little and zoom more. There it is. Oh, there you go. Boom. There it is. Woodlands Kingfisher. Here we go. Now, I know Byron says he saw one flash through the screen. This isn't flashing. This is sitting perfectly. 100% confirmation. Oof, what a day. Woodlands and baby impala. Now, I actually heard them calling for the first time nicely this morning when I woke up. There we go. Definitely worth taking a few seconds on our way to the lines to have a look at the exquisite Woodlands Kingfisher. Now, I'm hoping he jumps out into the light so you can see that electric blue color that is on him. And that's how I spotted him, just as that electric blue color shot through the sort of far left-hand side of my vision. There's only one bird that's got that coloration to that extent out here. Come on, give us a chit-chirr. Oh, there he goes. Here we go, Woodlands. Bina, well done. Bina says 173 on her list, the Woodlands Kingfisher. Okay, now we can go look for some lions. And those lions actually sound like they're quite close to the baby impala. But it's getting warm, so I don't know if the lions are going to be too mobile. And I'm thinking about torturing Eggsy. Oh, I won't torture you just yet. There was a barn swallow or a European swallow who spend most of their time on the wing, which makes them incredibly difficult to get on camera. But so far, what a lovely morning. Now, I'm probably not going to be saying that come 8 a.m. when it's going to be 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or maybe not quite. I think it's probably, how hot do you think it is at the moment, Eggs? Hot enough. Come on, Eggsy. We like the heat here. We love the heat. Don't like the cold so much. I'd say it's probably a very, very 85, 80, between 80 and 85 Fahrenheit. And it's not even 7 a.m. yet. Or is it? I don't know. Not really a clock watcher. No, it's not 7 a.m. So before 7 a.m. it's gonna, I reckon by 8 a.m. it's gonna at least be 90. That's my predictions. We can always get Final Control to check the weather station a little later and let us know. Oh, apparently I'm wrong according to Final Control. I said it was 70. I said between 80 and 85. It's 79. Forgive me a degree or two. I mean, really. Final Control shall not forgive me a degree or two. Okay. Now the line should be about probably 200-300 meters up ahead. And it has been one of those wonderful mornings, I think because I suffered so greatly yesterday at the hands of some evil hairy caterpillars, that I'm being blessed with baby impalas and Woodlands Kingfishers, and hopefully some lions shortly, and Sunset Safari. I'm pretty sure we're going to catch up with Queen Karula. And I know this sounds terrible. Normally I always want to find Queen Karula, but imagine going back there and seeing a serval as well, and hopefully not in the jaws of Queen Karula. We don't see them that often. Okay, now we just, the first baby pigs, baby warthogs of the year would be quite nice, and also first baby wildebeest. Wildebeest normally a little bit later than the impala, although with this year, difficult to say. Okay, so what Herbie is telling me, there's a big game path that goes to a big termite mound up ahead from Vuatilla access, and that's where he thinks the lions are going to pop out. Game path that goes from Aubrey's to that big termite mound. We know exactly what Herbie is saying. It's going to be this big termite mound. But they're probably still inside the block. See, this is the big termite mound. There we go, nice big termite mound. And then this is the big game path. But before we go off-road, I just want to make sure they haven't popped out a little bit further down. Just making sure. Nkuhumas, where are you? I think Nkuhuma's already snoozing in the shade. Okay, no sign of them popping out yet, so let's go back to the big game path. Okay, oopsie. Let's go back. The last station, go again with species, sorry. Copy, thanks. I'm trying to make my way into where our walking team found the lions. I'll update to the next 5. Okay. Well, it seems like Byron's having an absolutely storming morning on foot, and he's already found the lions, and now it seems like he's found another member of the Big Five.
Yeah, we have indeed found some elephant, everyone. Just straight through there we've found, it looks like a small herd. I've only seen 2. But I'm going to see if we can try to see some more for you. They're just steadily feeding. So what we're going to do is the wind is actually blowing from our right to our left, which is good. It's not blowing directly to them. So we're going to just move around slowly and just see if we can't get a view from the other side. Follow me. Let's just have a look. In these herds of elephant, you do have to be careful when there are youngsters around, but generally the elephants are quite relaxed. As long as you keep quiet and view them from a distance, then it's not too bad. I'll just see how many there are. I don't know how many there are. All I heard was the branches breaking, and we came and had a look. You could actually hear some of the dung dropping, hitting the ground, and that's how we spotted them. Nice big termite mound up ahead. Could potentially use that if we need to, just to get a vantage point perhaps, or to get behind. Let's see, now you can see it's very thick up ahead at the moment. So I just want to stop and listen, just see if we can't get some movement. It sounds like they're moving a little bit away from us, which is good. So we can carry on. I'll just lower my voice quite a bit, so I don't want to startle the elephants if we do come through and see them. Where are they hiding? It's incredible how these massive grey animals can just disappear. There were one or two off to the right, but it seems like they've caught up with the others and they've moved on. That's amazing. They've basically just disappeared. Just hold on. Do you want to tell him maybe where they are? Sorry, Brent's looking for the lions. We're not too far from the area where the lions are. So Herbert's just going to give Brent an update and tell him exactly where to start looking. Maggie, you asked, are elephants really afraid of mice? No, only on Disney movies. They're not at all. I think elephants are actually afraid of very little. We saw it, when was it? The last stint I did here, so 3 weeks ago, we had the Nkuhuma Pride hunting buffalo, and the buffalo managed to shake them off, and the next thing, a herd of elephant came out, and one elephant specifically came and chased a whole pride of lions away. So I doubt a little mouse would scare an elephant. Let me just have a look. Keep coming with us. Just walking slowly and scanning. But I wouldn't be surprised if the elephant actually heard us and just decided to move on a little bit. Their senses are so incredible. The sense of hearing, sense of smell. It's nice and open here now, so we should be able to see them. Well, it's opening up a little bit, but I can't see any elephant anywhere. Sure, how's that? A quick glimpse of them, and they're gone. Just shows you, everyone, you know, even people often ask about the safety while being in the bush, and yes, you do have to be very careful and very alert all the time, but generally, and we've seen it twice now, animals will try and avoid people because to them they view us as a potential predator. They don't know what we are, and we don't occur out here, so the reason for them to move off is just purely for safety. Unless you really surprise them, then perhaps you may get a reaction out of them, and when they may act aggressively. Not giving up just yet. Still want to see where these elephants have gone. I can't hear them anymore. Maybe these elephants are a little camera shy. Alright, we're going to continue looking for these elephants. Maybe we see them again. And while we do that, let's head back to Jamie on Cheetah Plains, get an update from her.
While Byron seeks out his Ellies, I'm searching for anything really on Cheetah Plains. I have to say it feels deathly quiet here. Not deathly is the wrong word. It feels very quiet. It feels a little bit like walking through a silent house when you're playing hide and seek with your friends when you're a child and you just can't find anyone, and you start to get that slightly panicky feeling that perhaps they're all playing a trick on you. I'm not getting a panicky feeling, but the animal life at Cheetah Plains and on Mala Mala is hiding this morning, and actually for jolly good reason, because it must be, I would say it's a good 30 degrees already, and it's, what time is it? 7 o'clock in the morning. It is going to be a scorcher today, unless the storm comes in. Unless we get a storm that rolls in. Yesterday it looked like it might. Today, slightly less so. I'm looking for anything. Ground hornbill. The cheetah unfortunately went north yesterday, so they are on their sort of regular patrol route right up towards Manyeleti. So essentially what they've got to do is they've got to go through Cheetah Plains, Nkoro, Torchwood, Buffelshoek, and then into Manyeleti in terms of the different properties, and then turn around and come all the way back. So they usually do that in a regular cycle. They've been a bit off over the last few weeks. I'm not entirely sure why. Perhaps one of them perhaps they were distracted by a female, for example. But usually they follow a relatively regular circular pattern in terms of marking their territory. Female cheetah, on the other hand, do the exact opposite. They actually barely have territories. They have large, undefended home ranges that are essentially makes them nomadic. They barely really have a regular spot that they go to, and that probably explains why we've never seen a female cheetah. But only just, really. I still can't believe. Brent says he saw tracks of a female cheetah on Cheetah Plains. I haven't even seen tracks in the year and a half that I've been here. Not even tracks of a female cheetah. So who knows where they're all hiding. Wouldn't it be wonderful to just one day, and it could happen, there is absolutely nothing stopping it from happening, if one day we just went around the corner and there was a female with cubs. She could move them. As I said, they're nomadic. She could just pop up one day. Imagine what that would be like. I think that would probably, unless I'm very much mistaken, and correct me if I am because I don't know, but I think that would probably be a first on these live safaris. I'm not sure that cheetah cubs have ever been seen. There's also a good chance of seeing cheetah cubs. The more time we spend in the Mara, the more chance we have of seeing them, and they really are adorable. And I know that VM, like for example, if Genre and I now were to go around the corner and see a female cheetah with cubs, I don't think VM would ever forgive us. I think he would be utterly, secretly devastated, because cheetah, and baby cheetah in particular, are one of VM's absolute favorite animals. Cats in general are VM's thing. He does enjoy filming them. Not that we don't all. Chandra, a Steenbok could do at this stage. Not that we're... A fly. A fly, perhaps. Ooh, there we go. Anna Marie, you want an ostrich? I found you something smaller. Oh, I think we're going to have to go forward, Genre. Yeah, I think it's gone into a hole. Got it. Yes! Awesome. How cool is that? Hello, Slender. It's not even looking at us. What madness is this? Oh! Can you still see it, Genre? I can't see in my monitor. It's just lying down, isn't it? Our mongoose, our slender mongoose that we never get to see, is just gone flat. That's a new one for me. It has been a very long time since I've spent more than a split second with a slender mongoose, and there we go. Ours is now lying down. That's crazy. Just goes to show the different personalities of the animals out here. He's hot. He or she is hot. And so is resting up in the shade. But what on earth, in this bizarre patch... Oh, there's a tortoise as well, but let's not take our eye off the slender mongoose. It tends to move slightly faster than a tortoise. What on earth, on the southern boundary of Cheetah Plains, where hardly anybody drives, is a slightly more habituated mongoose doing? Why is it more relaxed than the other slender mongoose we see? It's bizarre. Now, at the moment, what it doesn't realize is that it's been stalked by what looks like a leopard tortoise, and slowly but surely making its way off behind it and to the left, creeping up slowly. Watch out, Slender. If you go a little bit slightly to the left, there we go. The tortoise is coming for the slender mongoose. Oh, maybe they're racing. I think that's a likely explanation. Maybe they're racing and the slender mongoose doesn't want to go too far ahead of the tortoise, unlike the arrogant hare of the Aesop's fables. And perhaps that's what it is. He's waiting for his friend the tortoise. I've got no idea. The most bizarre things happen on these live safaris. Look at the slender mongoose. It has not moved. Oh, there it goes. Oh, now it's coming closer. Oh, it realized that the tortoise was catching up in this race. There's the black tip of the tail. I don't want to take my eye off it in case I lose it in real life. Here it goes. It's not running away from us, it's just running. It's just, he's there. He's still going to come. He's just behind those branches. If I move now, he is going to run. There he goes. Huh. Cool. I'm going to go forward slightly. Oh, come on. A roll would be good round about now. So that is the much shyer, or usually much shyer. Oh, here you go. I just saw the tip of a tail disappearing. The typically much shyer cousin of the dwarf mongoose that we regularly see. He's going to... There he is. He is... Oh, I wish the glare wasn't quite so bad. I think you're a little bit too high, Gendre. I think that branch is just blocking you. And there's nothing I can do except wait. There, can you see him now? There. At the base of the tree. Awesome. And off he goes, scampering along. So completely solitary, unlike our dwarf mongoose, unless you're looking at a mating pair or a female with young. And they're usually, the only thing that we see of them is a disappearing tail. Oh, and that I think is that. Well, that was very cool. That's definitely the first time that I've been here and had a slender mongoose actively come close to me, cross in front of the road in front of me, and be completely relaxed. I think our tortoise has lost his race, or else he's cheating, because it's completely vanished now. Where'd it go? I think it's gone. Hiding in some shade, I imagine. Now, of course, being ectothermic, in other words, taking on temperatures from outside, not being able to properly control their body temperature internally. For a tortoise, a hot day like today can be a little bit dangerous, although they're quite good at coping with it. But they need to make sure that they do try and stay out of the blazing sun, because they don't have any way to actively cool themselves down. Alright, well, let's go all the way from the southern boundary of Cheetah Plains right across to Djuma and see what's happening there.
Well, we've managed to catch up to the lions thanks to Herbie and Byron. I can only see 3 lionesses so far. That's only one there. The other 2 are off in front of us. I'm not sure where they're off to, but let's stick with them. And we've got 2 adult lionesses to our right. There she is, walking. And they're in a really thick, difficult area. Anyway, they're mobile north again towards vertical axis. So as you can see, tactical tactical driving is needed, but we are amongst the lions. Who's that now? Does that look like Amber Eyes? Can you see her there? Let me just go forward a bit maybe. There we go. She's looking quite a lot better if it is Amber. I can't see whether it's got suckle marks or not. Now, they might have been out hunting. It sounds like they're calling for the cubs at the moment. Oh. Okay, there should be a little bit of an open gap through the next spot. We're just going to have to get skinny, Eggsy. Get skinny between the two silver cluster leaves. It's a good thing we're skinny, Eggs. So they're moving into a slightly nicer area to follow them. Here we go, right in front of us, about to pop out. Oh, they've got blood on. She got blood on her face. Have they made a kill? Just zoom in on her chin there for me. Indeed she does. So they must have a kill here somewhere. Let's hope it's not a buffalo. You guys are allowed to eat anything except buffalo, preferably hippo. Get that fat content back. Of course it is probably a buffalo, but we'll find out shortly, hopefully, as they lead us either back to the cubs and then to the kill, or back to the kill. It's going to be interesting to find out which. And thankfully they've chosen a much nicer area. Now remember, this is 100% live. We're following lions through the African bush, and if you want to ask me any questions, you can do that by using the hashtag Safari Live on Twitter, or the email address questions@WildEarthTV. So I only saw blood on one of the lionesses. There we go. Hello, girls. And that is Amber Eyes on the left there. She is looking much better. It could be that the rest of the pride's on a kill. It does happen where a lioness might grab something by herself, something like a kudu or a zebra, or who knows what. There we go. Where are you off to? Yeah, it definitely looks like Amber's walking much better. Let me look at her there. Now they've split. One lioness is heading further to the west, and these two are going east. Interesting. Maybe the one female is going to fetch the cubs and the others are going back to the kill. Let's find out which. Now, Jackie J indeed is saying we've reached another ridiculous milestone. It's 75 days in a row of big cats. No, I can't see where the third lioness is. She's gone off there. I think I'm going to stick with the two. There's still one lioness who might be crossing behind here somewhere. One's got blood on her face, so I think they might have made a kill. You got one? Oh, there's another one there. Let's go have a look. Let's get in there. There's the fourth lioness. I wonder if the cubs are here. Now, could these two be heading off to try and find the cubs, or are they leading us back to the kill? There we go. So now we've got 3 out of the 5 that the one lioness just wolfed down all by herself. And they are going to now take us into possibly one of the most technical blocks where it comes to driving on the whole of Djuma. Now, not because it's particularly steep or rocky or full of holes, just because it's really, really thick. So I'm going to have to go quite slowly. Hopefully we'll be able to keep up with them. Very warm welcome to Connor, who would like to know, do we ever see lions eating other predators? I haven't seen it here, Connor, but I have seen it in other places. I've seen lions eating lions. I've seen lions eating a leopard. I've seen lions eating a cheetah, but I've never seen them eating a hyena. Is the one thing I haven't seen them. I've seen them kill hyena. The cubs. So this is where they left the cubs. Now we'll see if the kill's big enough to warrant the females fetching the cubs and taking them back towards where the other lioness went. Oh, here's the last lioness. So we've seen all 5, only 4 presently right here. And it doesn't look like there's a kill here. That I can see right now, and that doesn't mean that there isn't. Stations out there, I've got 4 Ansatis and some of them on Pimpans now in the block between Gallagher Shortcut and Aubrey's. So the lioness with the blood on her face is also here. Copy, thanks. Now there we go, you can see the blood on the chin. Now, as I said, it could have been something tiny like a steenbok or something. That's why she's not leading the rest of the pride back, because it's already finished. Okay, let's do a quick cub count. I can see 5 immediately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that little one was looking quite bad the last time I spent a bit of time with the pride. Let's see what she's looking at now. Looking better. Definitely looking better. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's still 6. Okay, so exit zoom and up a little bit. And there we can just see an ear through the bush. There's number 6. So there's the little This one of the small ones, it was looking particularly bad a few days ago. Definitely looking much better now. Nice shady Peltiforum or weeping wattle. Oh, maybe they have eaten. Some of these cubs have got massive bellies. Maybe it was something small enough that they've finished it already. But it's good to see the Pride looking a lot better than they have been for the last while. There's still one lioness behind us. Or two actually, but one close, one quite far from us. Now while we wait to see if these lions get up and start heading towards a potential carcass, or they're going to snooze in the shade of the Peltiforum, Byron has found something that's quite difficult to see.
Look at the camouflage of this little spider, everybody. This is incredible. So well camouflaged. Now, I'm looking at these legs and it's got these very light, hairy legs, these dark black hairs. Now, I wonder if that's not perhaps a mimic of sorts, to mimic some of these hairy caterpillars to prevent birds from trying to hunt the spider. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a theory. But look at that, it's very, very beautiful, and it does look, actually if you look at those legs, they do look a little bit like a hairy caterpillar. And this little spider is so well camouflaged. I'm not sure what spider it is though. I've never seen one of these before. It just shows you how interesting it is being out on foot in the bush. You always find little insects and arachnids or anything interesting that a lot of the time you haven't seen before, especially if you've worked out here for a long time. It's not uncommon to bump into little creatures which we haven't seen before. I'm going to try and let this little guy go. Don't want to disturb it too much. There we go. And slowly back up. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Lovely. Wasn't that great? Sure, it is very, very hot. Starting to sweat quite a bit. It was great to find those lions again on foot. I'm so glad Brent got to see them and he's spending time with them. Hopefully they look for some shade now and they settle down. We moved out of that area, so we didn't disturb them anymore. We got one or two little growls from them, and again that was just a case of them being, I think, now being pushed a little bit too far, and the lioness is trying to protect the cubs. So just a warning, just one or two growls, but they did still choose to move away from us. And Taylor apparently is watching, and she says maybe it's a link spider, link or link spider. And thanks, Taylor. I don't know, I've never seen one of those before. It is interesting. Links. A link spider, that's interesting. So we will have to look that up, and let's see what else we can find. While Brent is trying to find out if those lions settle down or not, trying to see if there are any more interesting little tracks around here. Some little grasshoppers flying about. It's always very, very difficult. That's a lovely stick, isn't it nice? My walking stick, my new walking stick. Most trackers, when they walk, they generally walk with these sticks, tracking sticks they call them, so that as they walk they can circle little tracks and they can continue tracking, and if they lose the track they'll go back to the last track, or they'll sometimes just walk and draw a line in the sand, so as they're walking they'll just mark the tracks so that they know exactly where the tracks are going and they'll follow like that. Let's see what else we can find here. It's a lovely morning, but it is definitely getting much, much warmer. I think today is going to be a scorcher, probably very, very hot later on. There's a lot of elephant damage. Just walking around noticing, you can see there's a little stump that's been pushed over and broken over there too, and we saw it the other day with elephants feeding on the roots of trees. So there's a lot of damage around, and you do see it especially in the winter when it is so dry. But at the moment, with everything starting to become green and lush again, it starts to recover, and those trees and that eventually start either sprouting new leaves if their roots are still anchored. Otherwise, you see the greenery starts fading all of that out, which is quite nice. We're going to carry on and see what other little creatures we can find. Let's head back to Brent. He's with the lions. Let's see what they're up to.
Now the whole pride is up and moving. The cubs are behind us. We're staying with the front 3 running lionesses. I'm pretty certain now they went back to the cubs to collect them, to take them to a kill. So we're going to stick with them. They're moving parallel to us, and we're just going very slowly through the bush. There they are. Fortunately, a little bit more open than where it was earlier. Where are you off to, lions? There we go, nice big elephant path for us to follow. Now, some of you will remember this area. I think it was actually the last time I saw young Sindile. He had an impala kill right here. I wonder what they've caught. Oh, what's that going on there? I can see it looks like a lioness feeding. Hold on. The lioness who didn't come back to the cubs. Let's fingers crossed it's not a buffalo. Oh dear. It is a buffalo. Another buffalo. Is it? It is indeed a buffalo. Hopefully it's a fatty buffalo. Here we go. Our cubs should be here shortly. I'm just going to sit here. Hello, girlie. And if you've got my visual, there's a buffalo kill here. Here we go. There she is getting stuck in. Look at all the flies already with this heat. This looks to be a youngish buffalo, hopefully a young, plump, very fatty buffalo. Eggs, watch out, those lions might come up behind you. So it looks like it was actually killed quite early last night. And they are hungry. They've eaten quite a bit of it already. Where are the rest of the lions? I suddenly saw this lioness through the bush, and I could see she was pulling and tugging on something. I was hoping it was going to be a zebra, but zebras have high fat counts, or a hippo would be even better. Now, quite fresh. It's not ponging just yet. I'm just trying to see, waiting for the rest of the pride to catch up. We of course jumped ahead of them now when I spotted her, so we should be here exactly when everyone arrives, which would be quite exciting. Now, of course, lions are unable to sort of put two and two together. The fact that they're eating only buffalo is causing the problems in the pride. They're instinctual animals, so, and buffalo are easy to catch for a lot of meat. So in a lion's mind, that's why they go, oh, look at that, oh, so many flies, don't come near us, flies, Poof. Go away. Eggsy's doing a bit of a dance when the fly came near him. That's not a fly, that's a beetle. It's okay. Now, where are the rest of the lions? They should be arriving shortly. Now, this carcass is right out in the open. And she might be pulling it now. She's going to try and maybe move it to the shade. Look how strong she is. Oh, look at that swarm of flies. I think she might need a bit more help in pulling that carcass into a shady area. Okay, so while we wait for the rest of the pride to arrive, let's go see what Jamie's got.
We have the tale of the little tortoise that can, hopefully, get up this hill. This poor, beautiful little leopard tortoise is faced with what is, when you are that size, a relatively impassable obstacle. And it has tried from all angles. You can see from the scuffs in the sand. This poor leopard tortoise is desperately trying to cross the road and get up this embankment. And come on, nearly. Oh, so close. Come on. You've got the right place. Oh. Come on, little tortoise. Come on. Don't give up. Or maybe give up and go about 10 meters, a little bit further to the west of you, and you'll be fine. Come on, you can do it. Almost. I really want to go and help it. You can see its little feet digging into the sand, but the sand's so soft it keeps crumbling under. Oh no! Underneath its weight. And things are difficult when you're that height and that size, because you don't have the perspective of knowing exactly where it is you might be able to cross. Some instinct, or perhaps the scent of fresh flowers or something, is driving it that way. Oh, slipping on the sand dunes. Come on, little leopard tortoise. Oh, that's going to be even harder. No, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh dear. Oh, you can see his little legs stretching. Yay! Well done, little leopard tortoise. Oh no, now there's a massive stick in your way. You're just going to bulldoze through it. Yep. Oh, this is a tortoise with a place to be. Sticks don't matter. It's just going to keep going. I love tortoises. They are just inherently entertaining. Well done, buddy. Beautiful, shiny leopard tortoise. Probably a couple of years old. They do grow relatively slowly, so this one could be, if I had to guess, 5 or 6, maybe even slightly older. I'm no expert at aging tortoises. Look at him marching. I'm glad that we could all share in the trials and victory of this particular leopard tortoise that could. In the meantime, let's go back across to Brent and his lions. Ooh.
Well, we're still there. The rest of the pride's actually obviously been feeding already, and they're lying up about 15 to 20 meters behind us. Oh. And it sounds like Mike is behind us. He can see her. It seems like she's going back to call the cubs. They might have got tired and stopped. Copy, Mike. I think she's probably just, the cubs have probably got tired on their way and they've stopped. She's probably just going to fetch them. It's incredible the amount of flies that are inside this carcass. That is absolutely crazy. Every time she starts feeding, it's just this swarm. Now, Tracy in New York's asked a interesting question. Where do the maggots and the flies come from? Well, Tracy, that's sort of who came first, the chicken or the egg, because it's the same principle. The flies lay their eggs and the eggs become maggots, and then they pupate and then become flies. And there's many thousands of different indigenous fly species to Africa. So that it is natural. They are there to help dispose of rotting flesh and that, and the maggots provide a very important ecological role, because they also, well, apart from disposing of living fish, they provide a very important food source for other animals. So it sounds like the rest of the pride are just steeping up in the shade. Now, Maggie is wondering, can the flies cause any diseases or problems for the lions? There are probably a few fly-borne diseases that might affect lions. Not any that I know of in this area particularly. Hey, look at that. Look at those swarms and swarms of flies. Now, as it gets warmer and warmer in summer, we're going to see more and more of these around carcasses. Now, a lot of the fly species here breed with the rain. So if you get rain and then a very hot day, your fly population explodes. Herbie, I'll talk to you just now. Okay, look at this. And she's really getting stuck in. She's really looking hungry because it's really hot. And she's still feeding. The rest of the pride, I said they were looking quite full. Maybe they've already eaten their fill. They might have got a little fright when Byron and Herbie found them and ran off a little bit, and that's why the cubs weren't here, because it definitely looks like they've been fed on. It's been fed on extensively. The other option is now, because it sounds like those 3 females and the cubs are up and moving to the east, they might be heading towards the Galago Pan for a drink. Now, as the grass grows and the rains keep coming, and the buffalo should improve in condition, and Carl is wondering, will that cause the lion's success rate in hunting buffalo to drop? Generally it does. So what happens is, during the winter months, lions always have a better success rate with buffalo in the dry season, and in the wet season not really. But what's interesting here is that these buffalo still haven't recovered from that drought, so they are still feeling the effects of the drought. I think it's going to be a few months yet before they recover fully. Now, just to give you an idea of how many flies are actually around here, I mean, you can see all of the ones buzzing around her face and in the carcass. But if we come out, eggs, and we start right next to you, you can if you want, but all the little trees surrounding us, look at that. Flies, flies, flies. Now those are the ones that have probably laid their eggs already. You don't really want to touch any of these bushes. All of the bushes around here are literally littered with flies. You can see how they're sitting on the underside of the branch in the shade. Oh, what are you up to, madam? You're just changing feeding positions. There we go. You can see every little branch around here covered in flies. Fortunately, they haven't decided we're good for landing on just yet. Hello, Nicole, who's in Canada. Nicole is wondering, what is the white stuff that she keeps pulling there? Is it the muscles? No, the muscles will be red. It's sinew. It's sinew, Nicole. Sinew and ligaments and tendons, those are the white things. Standing by, Henry. Copy, thanks Henry, no problem. Look forward to your next visit. Sorry, just saying goodbye to Henry from Buffles Hook, who's heading home. He's just thanking us for help over the last few days. And that's what we do, and that's why you hear us talking on the Game Drive channel. We all help each other to find the best sightings possible that we can all enjoy. Oh, flies, 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 flies. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay right here, because I think if we sit here for too long, the flies might think we're a good spot to sit. But we will stay for a little bit longer. But while we wait to see if the rest of the Pride decides to come join, let's go back to Byron, who's got more flies.
We do indeed have more flies. Just thought it'd be interesting to come have a look, and unfortunately most of the insects we wanted to show you have flown away already. Now we're at the little waterhole at Vuyatela or Gallagher waterhole, and there are a lot of flies that have come down to drink, but there were some butterflies around here too, common vagrants, and then one or two wasps that also came down to drink, but they unfortunately have flown away. Oh, there's a beautiful butterfly on the other side. I wonder if it will stay there. So the problem is you walk up quite close to them, and then can I give you a hand there, Vim? Can you stand up? Let's see, maybe we can have a look there. There we go, look at that beautiful butterfly. Wow, orange and black. I have absolutely no idea what butterfly that is. Lesser spotted orange and black, I think that's its name. I'm just joking, everyone. I'm not sure what it is. But it sounds like most of the butterfly names. You get the broad-bordered grass yellows, and you get some very, very interesting citrus swallowtails. So that's maybe a lesser spotted orange and black. It's still around there. Don't just fly off now again, yeah. So it's interesting to come past these little waterholes, especially now with it starting to warm up quite a lot of insects coming down and drinking. But at the moment it's mainly the flies, the odd butterfly still whizzing past and coming down for water and then flying off again. Sure, it's really getting very, very hot now. I was hoping we'd find some animals down here drinking, but it doesn't look like anything has come through here recently, and don't see any sign of any animals around. It's always nice to just lift the rock up. Maybe we get lucky with something. No, just a few termites. I'll put their house back. There's a Crested Barbet calling in the corner in the distance, and then there's another one. It sounded like it was coming from this large tree, but I can't see it. It might just be the echo from that one behind us calling, but it did sound like there were two of them. No, there's definitely one over here somewhere that is calling. Beautiful Crested Barbet, that red and black bird with yellow, and it's got beautiful, beautiful colors. There it is, there it is. Just to the left hand side of the tree, and then it's flying. Can you see it there? There we go. Thought I heard it calling here. It's just in the shade there at the moment, unfortunately, but it may move again. There we go. Look at that beautiful yellow, black. Look at that crest as it calls. Wonderful. The Crested Barbet. So that is replying to its friend. I think it's calling behind us. Ah, that is wonderful, wonderful. All right, let's head over to Jamie again and see what she is up to and where she is. I actually don't know.
I thought we were going to finish off with quite an unusual sighting of a tree agama right in the middle of the road in the sun, but unfortunately they don't stay. There we go. How awesome is that? What a cool way to end off a morning full of really interesting and relatively unusual sights. Including this little tree agama that is sitting in the sun. Sorry, give me 1 second. You can come past, Peter, if you want. You can come past if you want. Yeah, it's fine. No stress. Hopefully he sticks. He's pretty cool. He went behind that tree. Bear with me 1 moment. I will show you. I will show you where he is. Hi, Chris. This is the coolest tree agama sighting ever. Bright blue head. I'm just going to move out of the way so I don't have to repeat this process. Your guests haven't lost a hat, have they? No. Thank you. I think, yeah, I'm hoping it isn't claimed. Look at the incredible shimmer on these scales. Really, truly incredible color. Turquoise. Much like the color of the lilac-breasted roller. So this is a male. The females are much more drab in color. They don't tend to be quite so, what's the word? Look at the hole around the ear. And they don't have external ears. Well, they do. They have external ears, but they don't have ears in the way that we do, or elephants, or lions, or leopards do. They just have straight up openings into the ear canal. Look at him go! This has been the strangest day for me. Slender Mongoose, Agama. Hot, 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 hot. Just imagine it. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, hot, hot. And phew, up the tree. Well done, Chandre. Awesome. and our tree Agama returning to its more natural position, hidden away on the bark of a tree. Now, it's not often that we get to see them on the ground. They can, of course, move about over the surface of the land, but they much prefer to be hidden in trees where there's the ever-ready hiding hole. Oh, this is Tundi's tree, actually. This is where Tundi had her impala, the one that was described as the world's most morbid wind chime, when she left the rest of the impala carcass. There is our tree Agama. Thank you for that. It's been such a strange morning between the Agama and the... You're right there, Andre. Between the Agama and the Slender Mongoose and the Tortoise. It's just been one of those things. Really is stunning looking in the sun. I came across a paper the other day, and I haven't read it fully, about the way in which tree Agamas choose the tree that they live in. And when I've finished reading it, it's really hot. I'll get back to you on exactly what it was that was said and studied, and how they go about selecting their appropriate tree to choose as their home. You'll see that I've kept the hat for now. I have desperately tried to track down the owner. I've called it in on 3 different radio channels, and nobody is responding. And Dana, you wanted to know at what age a safari hat will leave its parents. Well, Dana, to be honest, a safari hat very much depends on the species of the safari hat, because, different animals leave at different times, and so do different safari hats. So, for example, a hat such as this, without this cord, so the species of safari hat without this cord, leaves its parents at a very early age, a very young age, particularly at high speeds. A cap is somewhere in the middle. And a hat with a drawstring like this, it's actually relatively unusual to actually find it in its independent stage at all. So we've actually been very, very lucky with all of our exceptional sightings. And on that completely mad note, a big thank you to Jean-Andre for his wonderful camera work, as well as to all of you for your questions and your comments. We're looking forward to seeing you on the Sunset Safari. Bye-bye, everybody.
Now the rest of the pride are lying up somewhere in the shade close by. This is obviously a hungry girl, and it's one of the mothers, and she's just really getting stuck in there. She's probably trying to utilize the last of the semi-cool morning and to feed off that buffalo. She's tried to drag it a few times, but there's so little shade around, and I think by herself it's just a little bit too big. Now I'm quite sure that she'll lie up close by once she's sated herself and keep the vultures at bay. And I'm sure the rest of the pride are going to join her at some point. They probably ate better early this morning. And it's really great to see the Nkuhumas looking quite a lot better, although they're naughty eating buffalo. Hopefully they ate a warthog in between, get some nice bacon, but they are looking better, and the buffalo should be picking up condition, so they should be able to get fat from the buffalo and able to ingest or break down the vitamin E into useful parts. Well, we can only hope, but it is definitely looking a lot better than it was a week or so ago. And of course, this is a new carcass. This is not the one they killed and abandoned. Now, from the last 2 buffalo that they've actually eaten through and through, they seem to be younger animals. Maybe they've got a little, we're hoping they've got a little bit of a higher fat count. And one positive about her dragging the buffalo a little bit further away from us, there's less flies buzzing on top of us, which is always a good thing. Now, Kevin wants to know what it smells like. Well, Kevin, it actually doesn't smell too bad. This is quite a fresh kill. If we look next to us here, eggs right down, you can actually see there's a couple of dung beetles inside. That's what the stomach content, and it just smells like undigested grass. So almost like fresh cut grass, just a little bit different. Add a bit of stomach juice. So not an unpleasant smell at all, but I think with this heat that we're having today, by the end of today, it's going to be really smelly and definitely putrid by tomorrow. But they are making a very short work of it. But it has been absolutely splendid having you on this sunrise safari, and I managed not to fight with any caterpillars today, and hopefully not to fight with any caterpillars for the rest of the year and next year and the year after that and the year after that. After then, maybe I can fight with one caterpillar. But remember, we're going to be here on the sunset safari. We've got Nkuhuma's on a buffalo kill. Karula's killed in Inyala. Hopefully she'll be back there with Shungile and Hosana, and maybe some elephants will turn up as well. We never know. That's the joy of the live safaris. But for the last couple of seconds, I'm going to keep talking, but have a look at the incredible Nkuhuma, who's munching on her buffalo. As I said, it's going to be a cat-filled sunset safari, an amazing 75 days of big cats. So from Eggsy, myself, and the whole Safari Live crew, we'll see you in a few short hours.